Today, I want to talk to you about the biggest difference that I see between intuitive people, people who are trying to develop and strengthen their intuition, and people who are so disconnected from their intuition, because there is a very simple common theme that I've seen in over a decade of mentoring, doing readings, and working with clients. And this simple tool can hold a key to not only unlock your intuition, but your confidence and move from a sixth sensory You're intuitive inherently. The moment that you took your first breath, your spirit entered your body. And one of the beautiful faculties that you received as a divine birthright is your intuition. We have our 5 senses to navigate: our sense of smell, sight, our hearing, our sense of touch, there's one more that I'm spacing on, but you get the vibe. You know the different senses. But we have a 6th sense. This is your intuition. And like I said, it doesn't speak in words, it speaks in vibration. That's why we say, I had a vibe. And your vibes are communicating to you what's below the surface of appearance. It's picking up on something that our linear mind would completely miss. Now, before I go any further and really jump into the nitty-gritty of the real difference between what we call 5 sensories in my family and 6 sensories, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a 4th generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. I'm so grateful for you're here. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so love hearing your comments. So don't forget to hit subscribe, do it right now, that little bell notification, because I release new videos every single week. So our vibes are your intuition. It communicates to you through the portal of your physical body. And those vibes are giving you vital information. Now here is the key difference between 5 sensories and 6 sensories, or 5.5 sensories. People who pick up vibes, who get intuitive hits, but aren't sure what to do with them. And the simplest answer is people who really are intuitive and to really live an intuitive life means that when you pick up on a vibe, when your spirit is nudging you to make a decision, you don't think about it. You don't try and figure it out, but you trust it. And you make a decision every single time to trust your vibes. Because what happens when you make that simple decision, when you say, yes, my vibe is right. Maybe you're sitting across from somebody, maybe you're at a job interview and you get a bad vibe from the company, but everything on paper looks good. It should be a good fit. Maybe everybody in your life is saying this is the perfect thing that you should do, but you've got a vibe. Something doesn't feel right. Now the logic mind would say everything in that is wrong, to dismiss it, to throw it away. But intuitive people say, I trust that. I trust that. I'm gonna make that decision. And the moment that you make that decision, you affirm to your higher self that not only do you trust your intuitive guidance, but that you really not only acknowledge but value the counsel of your higher self. And when you make those decisions, when you make the decision to trust your vibes, what you do is you build confidence in your spirit, in your intuition, in that gentle place that guides you. And this is revolutionary because I'm thinking, I have a client that I've had for years. And when we first started working together, she was in a job that she did not like. She was really an artist at heart, and she was in a corporate accounting practice, and it was just not for her. She had become a corporate accountant because her mom had really felt that this was a really good job path for her and really wanted to succeed. So she takes this accounting job and absolutely hates it. Every single day, she called me and said, Sonia, I wake up and I just feel so dang tired. Every day, I just feel completely drained. I don't have any room or space for the things that I want to do. I like to draw and paint. I have no room or energy for that. And so I said, well, obviously you're the artist of a spirit. You're in corporate accounting. So instead of having to just, quit your job right now, why don't we take some little decisions of starting to tune back into your own intuition to start to build your path forward, start to get out of this corporate accounting job. And what I found was that she was like, my vibes, my spirit, everything tells me, but she was unable to make any simple decisions around her intuition. And every time she ignored her vibes, it became more overthinking, more trying to figure it out, more of the same. Now, the moment that we make a decision, everything changes. Because it takes not only trusting, but it takes a certain confidence to make that leap. And that leap of saying, I trust my vibes, is what guides you from a life that is ordinary to extraordinary. Because you recognize that the guidance that you're getting that might not appear on that surface is leading you to your highest good. Now, I also just want to say that sometimes we can think that when you live a life guided by your intuition, you're just going to be tripping the lights fantastic and nothing ever will happen. That's not true. We live in a world that is complicated, and sometimes our intuition leads us to our highest good, and sometimes that's because we've been in a situation or a place where we have betrayed ourselves, where we have made decisions outside of ourselves, where we have abandoned our authentic self. And so that discomfort with my client was her spirit telling her that this is not a life, that the circumstances of your life have not included you. And now it's time to make a change. Now, I've been working with her for a while, so she's a lot better around moving from that place of overthinking. And each time she says, I affirm my intuition, even in tiny ways, things start to change and shift and grow. She's still at her corporate accounting job because the money is good. But now she's actually taking painting classes. She just started an Instagram. She's starting to explore different options, even around some social media management, because she also has a really good eye of different career paths that were not necessarily ones that were prescribed to her. And so she's in this exploratory phase of where am I and who am I now? And that is part of the gift of our intuitive guidance. It has us go below the surface, down to the depths of who it is that we are. Now, I've told the story a few different times, but when I used to live here in Paris, which is where I am right now. And when I started dating my partner, who I've been with, he invited me to move to New Orleans. And every single thing in my intellect said, absolutely not. I love Paris. I am close to my family. I love living in Europe. I will not move back. And the moment that he posed that question to me, I remember thinking no, but my spirit and my intuition said yes. So I took the leap. I took the leap and I moved. And it led me through a period that was difficult because I had to make a decision that pulled me away from my networks of support. But even through that, I grew into who I am, and there were facets of myself that needed the space that the current conditions that I were in wouldn't allow. And there, my life could be even better than I could have ever imagined at that moment. And so it's having the confidence to step into what feels like the void, but it's not the void. It's a leap of faith and a leap back into your heart and back into yourself. So if you too want to go from being a 5.5 sensory person who picks up on vibes maybe sometimes to somebody who really lives a life in flow, consult your intuition. When it asks you to make a decision, instead of thinking about it, trust it. Make the decision to do something different. You want to write that book, you want that new job, you want that partner that speaks to your heart space, then trust your vibes. Trust your vibes. Each decision will create not only more momentum, but will create more faith and confidence because you are inherently divinely guided. Your intuition is not wrong. It will lead you to your true north, and that is something that you can trust. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Check out my spirit type quiz to find out what type of spirit you are to best care for it. Book a soul reading with me if you want to get clear on your soul purpose. And like I said, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all of it. I absolutely love to hear from you. I'm sending you all my love. Have a beautiful day. And as always, trust your vibes.